Welcome to the beginning of the C tutorial series. I'm so glad you're here. Today we will discuss why C is such a great programming language to learn. One of the things that makes C such a special programming language is that many computers run on it. It is the language of choice for the kernel. That means when you start your computer, it starts with some C code. This code manages the computer hardware as well as the CPU time. Because of this, if you go to your computer, you probably see that C is already installed on your operating system. Another great thing about C is that it is the language of choice for embedded systems as well as machines. And for C, you can have code that is short and does a simple task, or you can have code that accomplishes much more complicated tasks. For an example, you can have an Arduino with less than 50 lines of code that controls the color of the lights and how long they're on for. You can also have complicated yet efficient code like the Curiosity rover on Mars, which has over 2.5 million lines of C. Another great thing about C is that many languages are based off of it. Just to name a few, C++, C Sharp, Java, JavaScript, and Python are all based off of C. And because of this, C programming is here to stay. And as you see on the chart, C is the blue line at the top. And because of this, if you learn C now, you will use it for years to come, since it occupies between 15 and 20% of the market share. Another great thing is that C complements Python very well. If you know Python, C is the next step. When you compare the two, they have many differences yet are similar because Python is based off of C. When you compare the two, C is a much more low-level language than Python. And C is dynamic, while Python is a static language. What this means is that a C program is much more quicker than Python and takes much less memory. And when you write C, you will be able to see a lot more how a computer works. So this makes you an even better programmer. In this tutorial series, we will cover many topics that will enable you to become certified in C as well as become a much better programmer. We will first go through basic programs, then we'll introduce what data types are, then we'll do some evaluations including addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Then we will interact with user input and output. After that, we'll go through bitwise operators and statements including if and switch. After that, we'll go over while and for loops, and we'll also cover arrays, pointers, memory management, string manipulation, functions, and more. Next, we will write our very first C program. Make sure to follow along with this video series by subscribing and hitting the notification bell, or by clicking on the next video so that you can expand your knowledge about C. And as always, I can't wait to see you next time.